Hello, it's Brandy, and today I have something completely different for you for my channel. I'm going to do an unboxing of all three of the Witch's Moon subscriptions, all in one sitting. So if you've ever been interested in the different subscriptions or you want to see what the February boxes are, come on in, join me in my very cold, rainy day sunroom. It's like the opposite of what it's for. And we're just gonna dive into some of these fun things that they have this month. And I had meant to get out a sign that said spoilers. I was going to put it right here. That's why this open space right here. Spoilers. So I'm going to open the boxes. That means if you don't want to know what's in the boxes or what the themes of the boxes are, you should not keep watching. We are the choices we make. So I also have the Witch's Moon. Ta-da! And I have opened the other two, just the children were very excited to see what they were, and one of them smelled as if something had broken maybe, so I needed to check. But I thought it would be fun to see all three. So that's what we're gonna do really sort of quickly on here, and I hope you enjoy yourself. So they do come, these boxes are about the same size. As you can see, they're about the same size. And the boxes are labeled, but they come with an envelope around with your address. So if you are in the closet or if you are concerned about people seeing something, your neighbors are nosy, or your apartment complex wouldn't really be keen on seeing that sort of stuff, or you're just more introverted, they do come covered. And the Witch's Moon comes as its own box like this. You can see I opened it. I'm not going to show you my address. And then when you open it, it's actually very well packed in like this. So I have a terrible time getting it out. I always have to turn it upside down, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna move that over there. And ta-da, here you go. Here's this one. And then Witch's Bounty, which tends to be actually the most expensive. And then the Witch's Roots. And there you go. This is the whole shebang. Ta-da! I am going to start with the Witch's Roots, to be honest, because this is the one that I have always really enjoyed. I enjoy plants and flowers and herbs and things like that. This has always been really useful, and if, in my opinion, if you wanted a box to start with, this is the one that I would tell you to start with. So here we go. So they have a flip lid, and I love that the decoration continues. I know that's ridiculous, but I just like it. I use these boxes for lots of things. Stuff is falling out. And right up on top is the card. So there you go. Lavender. And these cards are actually full of a lot of information. Interestingly enough, at the bottom of this one, I was trying to figure out where to go with that. There's some rune whatnot at the bottom there. And it always has the magical seal, the Latin, a depiction of it, other names it could be found under, the native origins of whatever plant it is they're talking about. Um, Lots and lots of information. It gives you the animals that it's associated with. They give you the stones to work with, botanical allies that work together, magical beings, the elements, the celestial influence, colors that are associated with it, and then always there's a huge long thing of magical properties. Now, I'm not sure what a lot of people do with these. I actually find these cards not to be super witchy. So I have them out in different places. I'm trying to kind of collect them so I can make a frame them and sort of put them together in a space. If you weren't looking for this to be witchy, then I don't think they are. I think it looks like an old antique kind of fashion about plants and herbs. That's just me. I would entirely say that to someone that came into my house that was Christian or whatever, or Buddhist or Native American. If they were asking me specifically, I would say it's all about the botanical of the flower. and it's made to, give you information. That's what I would. Anyway, then, okay, so we're gonna do it like this. The letter, of which I'm not going to read it right away, and they always come folded with these really pretty tissue paper. For a long time, I was saving the tissue paper and using them for other gifts because they always smell good too. I don't do that anymore. So which is Bounty? Let's see what we've got. This is a candle. And it doesn't smell like it is got any oils with it. I really hope you can't hear the heater. If you're into ASMR, this is probably not your channel. So it is a beeswax wrapped candle. And normally I actually don't unwrap all my candles. I have them stored so I can go and get them. But for this purpose, and there you go. It's a little 4-inch taper, so you can see. Very nice beeswax wrapped. It'll burn in one sitting, I think, which is pretty nice. And then 2 little bags. So I will open these for you. My candles are making noise over there. And, okay, this looks like some sort of spotted jasper or some such. It is a polished stone. Some people really like that. Some people really don't. These boxes always change a little bit. So the roots usually come with some sort of stone. Oh, this looks like an amethyst to me. It's hard to see. My hands are not fantastic. Ooh, and I got a thread. So it looks like an amethyst, which will be great for February because moving into, or March maybe, moving into Aquarius after Leo moon, Aquarius new moon, I think. Is that right? Working with amethysts, which I have a big amethyst right here. They're a little bit different color if you look. So maybe it's not amethyst. They're pretty different in color. I don't know. We'll just see. Oil. So I do have one complaint about these boxes. The complaint is these little paper doodads. And really the only reason is because I know they have to pack, and it looks really nice, and they color theme them. It's very well thought out. I have 2 complaints. I'm going to say I have 2 complaints. But this, for me, it's not environmentally friendly. It's really hard to recycle. They get everywhere. They stick to everything. I do try to put them in with my shredded papers so that they can get recycled. Otherwise, they just go in the trash. And I don't know. Kind of wish there was like a better way or something. But overall, the boxes are fantastic. So this is In Between Herbal Body Oil. And this is the other issue I always have. Thankfully, they put the English underneath because the cool writing across, which is actually very cool. And this is a frosted bottle, which is not always frosted. Can you see how that's lavender in there? I can just tell. Obviously, lavender buds in there. Looks like maybe something else as well. Frosted bottle is really nice. They're not always frosted. I have a terrible time reading these labels. So thankfully, they put the English right in there. And the Ritual Body Oil. Off camera. I'm making such a nice, neat pile and you can't even see it. Now, this came with a piece of jewelry, which is not always the case, and this is amazing. It's a cuff, which I really like because I have these little tiny fey wrists and regular bracelets don't fit. It says truth, grace, balance, courage, wisdom, and inside it says walk with the goddess. Can you see that? Very cool. Very, very cool. The little goddess in between. And look, see, it just fits right on. And then you can make them smaller or larger based on your wrist size. See, so for me, it's practically touching. I mean, I could make it smaller, but that would be ridiculous. But look how nice that looks. And if you have bigger wrists, you just kind of open it a little bit more. Now, I did misshapen it a little bit, but that doesn't bother me. It does feel like you need to be gentle with it. It does feel malleable, so just be careful with that. And then a glass dropper. I actually don't use that with my Ritual Body Oils. I kind of just shake them and put my finger over top and do like this. Um, but they will give you spells and things in here. And then a huge thing of lavender. I already have a huge thing of lavender from working in my shop. But this looks like, so there's different kinds of lavender, and these buds are super tight together. It is. This is definitely French lavender. It doesn't smell like sage lavender or English lavender, as it were. It's definitely French lavender, which is the more pungent, stronger type lavender. And then you have incense, and this is your whole box. And this is not, this might be a lavender scented incense, but it's going to have other stuff with it as well. There's a kid. Can you see him? There's a kid up there and pointing with the lavender. He's one of the big ones. He probably wants to talk to me about something, but then saw that I was doing this. Doesn't want to be on camera. Trying to decide what's in this. So, and again, then you have the box. So these boxes are great for storing crystals. The candles fit really nicely. So if you get a lot of the candles, see like this, can you see how that fits really nicely? So I have stored them. If you don't have a lot of storage space, you can reuse the boxes, or if you're not going to recycle them. So that is everything that's in the herb box. Just really quick, I'm not going to read you the whole letter, but I would like to point out this one does not come with its own extra sheet, and this is called Harmony of Mind. And it gives a whole bunch of information on lavender. I mean, the paragraph is like this long, and it's pretty fantastic. Lavender is very, very useful in so many things. You can eat it, you can use it for protection, you can, you make tea with it, you can make soap with it, you can make chicken with it, and it's one of those plants, just, it'll grow almost anywhere. It's extremely hardy. There's about 80 billion different kinds. So, okay, so it's Dalmatian jasper tumbled stone, and that is for forward thinking. Okay, it can break down habitual emotional walls that you have built for protection. So, I'm a Cancer and I have a lot of this. It is amethyst. Okay, so it is actually amethyst. So, upcoming, that will be very useful. And the incense sticks are called Tranquility and Peace. They don't have any sort of label. So a lot of times I try to like write a label and attach it with the strings, or I keep the paper in, I have a whole basket here. I'll show you. I have a whole basket here of incense. Oh, and then I have the egg my friend Debbie made me, which I'll have to show you because I can. Look at that with the fish. Anyway, and then as you can see, I have the paper with the incense, and then it's like together. They're like tied together so that I know which one's which and for what purpose, because I use a lot of incense. It does not say what actually is in it. I am going to say that lavender is part of it, but it's not the main component. So there you go. Shall we go on to the next box very quickly? Because who wants to see? Clean up, clean up, clean up, quick, quick, quick. And don't worry, I'll actually come back when I'm done with this and actually clean up. Okay, so next up, smaller one, the Witch's Bounty. This one, again, flat lid. I love this. I love the writing. I love the moon. I wish that I knew like what font this was, because I would use it on everything. So anyway, random tangent, because that's how I roll. I feel like that candle is going to light something on fire. It is burning all over everything. So I'm just going to put that out. Just give me 1 second. You're going to... Okay. It's really pretty, but some of the florals that I put in it are catching fire. And it's going to smolder because I don't have my doodad out here. Okay, so as you opened it, and there's the letter falling off, so I'm going to put that to the side. This is pretty. It looks like Viking. Well, it says Viking. It looks kind of Nordic to me. Oh, so here's a tangent for you. Netflix has this really great show. If you're into, okay, so I got these cards, which I love. They're Norse divination cards. I'm sure you've seen them. These are fantastic, and they're really interesting, and the stories are really interesting. If you like Norse mythology, look into getting them because they're amazing. If I remember, I will try to put something about it in the description box. We'll see. But on Netflix, there's a fantastic original Netflix show done in, I believe, in Norway or in a Dutch region um, called Ragnarok. And it's absolutely fantastic. We watched it with the English. Don't watch it with English and English subtitles on, though, because they don't match. It's kind of distracting and terrible. But the show is really well done, and it's only a few episodes, only in the first season, but I love Netflix originals, and this one, I hope they keep going because it's really well done the way they did it. They cover a lot of topics in a modern sense of dealing with something ancient, which is pretty rad. It's a little violent, be forewarned, if that's not your thing. But when you're talking about gods versus titans, I assume violence. So it's not over the top because I don't really like gore. So it's pretty intriguing. Anyway, so when I opened this, I immediately thought of that. And this looks like a Viking. So it's Viking iron. Look at that owl. How amazing is that? And that braid. Okay, so this is actually really hard to do. This texture in this hair is actually really hard to do by hand. I just wanted to point that out for you. So again, you get an artwork. And these are fantastic for keeping in a journal. I don't have one of my journal books here, but these smaller artworks fit in fantastically, especially if you want to write or draw around them. Okay, and then again, now this color paper matches the other box, which is kind of nice. And then you have all of this. So I'm going to start with this little bag because it jumped out. And what do we have? Oh, we have something very dusty. Okay. Oh, it's kind of like red dirt. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. But when I was in Sedona, I've been to Sedona a couple of times, and that's like red dirt from Sedona. So I'm not sure what this rock is, but I would not be surprised if it's from a volcano or from, because it got iron, it said iron on the picture, so guess we'll find out. Here's another little bag. I'm trying to go sort of quickly so this video doesn't take too long. Oh, this has to be hematite. I'm going to say hematite. Shiny. I have a small crystal obsession, and one of the first crystals I was obsessed with was hematite. So I'm saying that's hematite. And again with the candle, this one smells like it might be anointed. So I'm just going to unroll it here. Sorry for the unwrapping noise. It does not look like there's herbs on it, but it does smell like the beeswax has a bit of a smell. This was the box that I opened to check the oil. I didn't actually open any of these things, clearly, because this is, I mean, I don't usually unwrap my candles, but if I thought the smell was the candle, I would have unwrapped it. I've done that before. So there you go. It's a black version of the white one I just opened, which is kind of nice. I love having the black and white, as you can tell. I don't know if you can, but I have black and white over there. It smells amazing, though. It's kind of, it's got like a little bit of a lemon back smell, and I'm not sure what the other smells are that I can tell you. I've got red dirt all over my table. Okay, and oil. Again, these things are in here. Now, this box doesn't have as many things to open, but it does come with some similar things. So again, some stones for working with, an oil, and this looks like, okay, it's just the way the label was put on, but it looked shiny, like something was on it. Hemdal. Marable anointing oil. And again, if there's the, can you read that? Because I can't. But then they put that right there. And honestly, that sounds like something having to do, like it sounds very Norse, so I wouldn't be surprised, but it's entirely possible that I said it wrong. This bottle is smaller than the other one. Can you see the herbs in there? That's pretty fantastic. Look at all the herbs, which I adore. I love making ritual oils. Um, Honestly, I can't recognize maybe some rose in there. Really not sure. So I will check that for you in half a second. Incense, again, not labeled, so I will put it with the envelope. Okay, this I actually hate. Woo! It's really strong. It is the same smell as the candle, but stronger. Um, Almost like a lemongrass, but not in a good way. It's got something in it that I don't like, which means that I will need to figure out what it is and work on it. And I have found that if I don't like the way it smells, I still light it because for the witch's moon boxes, a lot of times the smell when it's lit is heaven. I will not like the way it smells, and when it's lit, I will absolutely love it. It's so odd. Okay, before I open the other box, I didn't forget that it's there. This one is called the Viking Spirit, and it's all about using strength and courage to push through difficult obstacles, not allowing emotions and anxieties to take over, which is really intriguing because I was just going to do a reading for those that are suffering with anxieties and fears, because it feels like right now when we should all be focused on love, a lot of people are focused on fears and anxieties. I'm hearing it from my kids a lot and just from like people in the world. So I was really hearing a push to do that, and I think it's intriguing that this box fits with that. Okay, so without reading things that, okay, so it is hematite. These are called blacksmith. So I will probably use these with my Bridget's flame from last month because of the blacksmith element. It gives me a headache like instantly, which is bad because I'm just getting over a nasty migraine. And again, it does not say, okay, so let's look at the oil. I'm trying not to read anything that I haven't opened, which is only one thing. It's Heimdall, and it is Norse mythology. Okay, the Watchman of the Gods. And I may be saying that wrong. Feel free to tell me how to say it properly. At least it's not one of those words that's like it's a tiny word, but when they write it out in like Norse type language, it takes up this much of the screen. Have you seen that with all the J's and the K's and the X's and the H's and yeah, that. It is said he was steadfast as a rock and could hear that blades of grass grow from the soil. You did not want him to be your dad. Known for his otherworldly resilience, Heimdall relied upon less sleep than a bird and stayed as keen and sharp as the deadliest sword in the land. So, let's see skipping ahead to what it's got in with it. It's got teak and cedar, which is really nice. That would be the bigger pieces that I really couldn't identify in there. I don't know if you can see them particularly, but there were some bigger pieces that I was like, what is that? It comes with rooted magical oil from the personal cabinet of witchery. Ooh. Palo Santo and white oak bark. And there's a Lemurian quartz, which I can never say, which is said to teach oneness and used to clear all chakras. Okay, so I really don't have any trouble with Palo Santo or white oak bark or teak and cedar. So I'm not sure what the smells are. There's quite a few things that can be used for protection that smell similar to this that I would have a problem with, but I'm just going to keep working with it. Oh, and I meant to check that rock. I did find that it was hematite. What's the other one with the Sedonalite stone? It's from Sedona. Vortex Shaman Stone. Found in Arizona in Sedona. It's they carry energy from the ley lines that intercept in the red rock area. So this rock is to help you with energetic focus. So yeah, that is very, please, if you decide to get this box, I don't know how that works. I don't think you can get this particular one, but if you ever work with red rock or you get red dirt from Sedona in your clothes, it stains, it doesn't come out. Like Tide cleans everything except red dirt. So, although maybe that's not true because it kind of depends on how long it's in your clothes. I did have some clothes that had red dirt that it came out of, and some that it didn't. And last but not least is this amazing big box. I do keep the boxes. Oh, that's pretty. They do kind of put a thing around to keep your jewelry safe in shipping. This is an iron arrowhead on a really dainty, beautiful chain. Can you see that? It's really pretty. And they included this particular choice because it says that this iron arrowhead is from 800 to 1100 AD. Well, I just touched something old. That's amazing. These date back to the Viking era. Oh, apparently this art is not available at their store. Sometimes their art is available at their store. Okay. It's got a silver chain that's adjustable. Iron is a talisman of physical strength and has the properties to help the wearer maintain focus during hectic battles. So, if I'm going to court, I am wearing this, and hopefully they don't make me take it off. Iron brings us closer to the skies and the universe and teaches us as above, so below. It's been used to expel demons, ghosts, and shades of the dead. It encourages physical strength and courage. They talk about how this iron head was forged and crafted during a time of survival and resilience. And that is kind of amazing. They go into the elemental and celestial influences, but I'm not going to do that for you today because now we're going to open the big giant box, and that is going to take a bit of time. So hopefully you can stick with me and make your own comparisons and see what sort of things you would like. So here's the big giant box. As you can see, okay, I don't have super tiny hands, and they're kind of ugly, but I'm used to it. It's okay. I used to have pretty hands. Then I got old. That's what happens when you get old. I'm holding this up so you can see the size because it's not tiny. And this one is really heavy. They're not usually this heavy. But again, it's a really good size box for storing stuff if you really feel like that. So this box has a slightly different color paper. Now, I have found that sometimes the boxes will all sort of connect together, and sometimes they're just completely different. I have no idea. I look up nothing ahead of time. I try not to watch videos like this until I've already gotten my own. And as you can see, I just sort of open them and go to town. I do read about stuff as I go, just because. Okay, so right on top here, I'm gonna try to hold this really heavy. Oh, things are falling. Okay, so again, here's your letter. Oh, this one also does not come with extra parchment, which is bounty. And then this is my card for the month. So they pull, okay, that's a little too heavy to hold up like that. They pull a tarot card and send it to you. I don't know what deck this is from. It will say in this letter. This is calendula, which is fantastic for tonics, brightening the skin. If you ever do a steam bath, it's funny, they sent me one I really know a lot about. I actually know quite a lot about plants. So let's just get past that. But calendula, if you ever do, really simple, if you can get some from your apothecary, grab some out of the yard, you can grow it yourself. The leaves, the flowers, the roots, the whole thing, any bit of it, you just kind of break it up, put it in a big old bowl of steam, maybe with some lavender. Rosemary is really good too if you like the smell of rosemary. Rose hips are great. And a tiny little, like, quarter of a teaspoon of kosher salt, and mix it around in, like with a spoon, not your hand. Or put it all in the bottom of the bowl, mix around with your fingers like this, and then pour very hot steaming water, just from a kettle. Just boil some water, pour it on, throw a towel over your head, hair back, and just breathe that in until the steam, like until the heat dissipates. So literally, I would sit with both hands like this with the towel over and covering the bowl. It's kind of suffocating at first, but you get used to it. It's fantastic for your steam. It's for your skin. The steam is fantastic for your skin. It's fantastic for your nasal passages and your eyes, and you just breathe it in until the water loses its temperature. And then you take the towel and you wipe off your face and dump it out. And you don't have to wash your face or anything because all of that can just be on your face. And you can go put your moisturizer on and make yourself up. So anyway, also really good in hair tonics for shiny hair, calendula. You can put some of that in, leave it in the fridge overnight. Shake it up, pour it over your hair after you condition your hair. Or if you just want shiny hair for the day, like works great. There's a lot of uses for calendula. You can also put it in tea, I'm just saying. So this has, okay, so it looks like this does not have any big art this year, but it does open with a invocation, which I'm not going to read. It's called The Gift of Gaia, and I feel like these are particular and meant for a certain purpose, so I'm not going to show it too long, but I just love how pretty that artwork is. And again, you can put it in your grimoire as you like. Okay, first thing I have is Mandrake. Everybody likes mandrakes from Harry Potter, which I had to learn were in Harry Potter in a certain fashion. I didn't know that. I use it for a bunch of other stuff. So, because I have not read the Harry Potter books. Don't kill me. Skullcap, super useful. Rarely ever put in stuff, but okay. So can we go back to the fact that I would never know what that was without that? Like, there's no way. This one I can read. I can read that says Mandrake on there. Underneath. And, okay. Oh, and there's another one. Oh, there's something big in here. Snake bites. Now, I'm not familiar with snake bites. What does this smell like? Sometimes the witch's moon calls things by names that I know them as a different thing. Okay, this smells like something else. I'm gonna read what it says because I think I recognize it entirely just by how it looks on the back, but it smells like something else. So again, 3 herbs, smaller packets than the big one that I showed you over here, so you can see. This one was bigger. This is maybe 4 ounces, and this is maybe 2 ounces. This was in the witch's roots. Okay. And yeah, okay, so they did, oh, there's like 5. So there's a huge number of arts, and they look like they are all, oh yay, they're all plants. Oh, look, here's Mandrake, look. Okay, they did him totally, he's like a little Mandrake man. Mandrake man, how cute is that? And foxglove. Okay, if you're not aware of foxglove, do not plant this if you have kids or dogs. It's super poisonous. And they don't have to eat it for it to make them sick. Just touching it, rubbing it on your face will make you sick. Belladonna, nightshade. Not as poisonous as people like to think. They like to think that it is. It was usually mixed with things. Belladonna's been associated with witches and just soothsayers and curses for a very, very long time. Often used for trances. So belladonna is problematic if you want to go into a trance because you can use too much and then you trance right on into the next world. This says datura, which I know this to be a different plant. Does it actually have other? No. Okay, so these grow in California all over the place, and I actually know them to be a different plant, but they're calling it datura, and these are poisonous. Again, it looks like there's quite a few poisonous plants in here. And wolfsbane. Some of these are in the same family. It's kind of interesting. I wonder why they put these all together. So these are all, so again, as you can see, if you were to put these up on a wall or like put them out somewhere, it would look like you were collecting kind of a particular kind of art and not necessarily a witchy thing, but they totally are. Aside from the Harry Potter moment there. Look at the bottom. They all have seals. So they all have seals. They all have writing. and they all have the Latin name along with the English and their scientific name. It looks like the complementary botanicals all go together on these. These are all complementary. Oh, and some of them do say if they're poisonous. See, I didn't even see that. It said it's poisonous. Dunk, dunk, dunk. So they're quite beautiful. I'm excited. I love these. I quite love these. I don't have any examples right here of previous ones that I've gotten, but other people have done tons of openings. You can see that. Okay, next up, after looking at all that stuff, okay, so it's the Great Giver salts. And I love these packages because they are pretty. You can put them in your bathroom and like have them out if you wanted to, but also a lot of times they're resealable because let me tell you, I can use this for many, many, many baths. It would mix it with just my normal stuff. Or if I'm doing a ritual, a particular ritual, I can use the whole thing and really go to town. But their sacred salts are amazing. I'm not going to open this and smell this because it is fully sealed right now. I'm looking at this really big thing in this box. I have no idea what it is. Can you see that? It's huge. So I'm going to take out this oil. And we're going to look at the oil. And it looks like this has a long taper candle, which I appreciate. I like when they do a long taper candle. Oh, I opened it. Wow, can you see that? That is amazing. That's so many gobbledygook in there. And this is called Nurture. And yeah, okay, one more time. Like, be clear. That says Nurture right there. I can't read that part. I don't know if it's focusing. Anyway, it's also a little bit smaller bottle than what I'm used to getting with the Witch's Moon. You see the difference? So this is from the Witch's Roots box. And this is the normal size bottle. This is a little bit smaller. So I'm going to say maybe it's stronger. Oh, and it smells like heaven. It's super floral though, with a real sweet note at the back. It smells like heaven. Oh, I wonder what Nurture. You know why? Because yeah, that's what one should do. Did I even smell this? I don't remember. I'm just making excuses to smell things. I can't tell you what it smells like. All right, I need to keep that together with that. All right, big candle. And it's green, you can see. Now I am going to turn my heater off because I am warm enough now. It is, oh, this is a beautiful color green. Look at that color green. Oh my God, I love it. It's one of my favorite colors. I don't even know how I will burn this without being sad. Oh, it's such a pretty color. It's such a rare, usually the color green, can you see that color right there? That's the color, if I can make my hand work, that's the color right there that green usually comes. This is not, the camera's not doing this color justice because I don't have fancy lighting and the lighting outside is super gray. It's raining like crazy out. This is almost like, oof, can't make it the right color. This is gorgeous. And it's just straight beeswax smell. So that's kind of fantastic. Okay. So let's move that out of the way. So this one is not anointed with anything. Let's see, what is this craziness? Oh my. Okay. Super fun, whatever it is. Like a puzzle box? No, I don't think so. Although that would be cool. It's a stand of some sort. Can you see how I open that? And it's crazy beautifully ornate. Okay, so I love cherry wood, redwood like this color, this stain. I love it. I can't tell you why. Just ever since forever. And this looks like it's some sort of stand. So here we go, diving in. Okay, so I thought this was filler at the back, and I'm gonna say it's not because underneath of it, Amidst the Fog, Ritual Incense. So can we be clear about which one of those I read to get that? Hint, not the middle. Let's see what this smells like. There's something big underneath this wooden doodad. And I'm excited to see what it is. I'm kind of excited because sometimes they have things that I really like, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I will never use that because it is, the aesthetic just bothers me. Okay. Okay. It is not the same as the ritual incense. It doesn't smell the same. It's got a tiny little smokiness at the back, and it's very floral, and I got a headache from it. Yikes. I think I should not be smelling all this stuff after, like, my migraine finished like an hour ago. And I was like, I'm going to distract myself in case it decides to come back. So look how beautifully this is wrapped, whatever it is. This is how I wrap books. And let's see. It's something green, which makes me happy because green is the best. It's not my favorite color, but it's one of them. It's the color of the green. Okay, it's a book. Can we take 5 seconds? I'm the worst. I'm a terrible bibliophile. Look at, look. And something with green. I just need to take a second because it's like wrapped in brown paper. And who doesn't love a book wrapped in brown paper? And it's green. And it's got butterflies. I don't know what this is, but it's so cute. Oh, neat. Oh, this is right up my alley. What was I just saying about how much I like plants and herbs and things? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look on the back with the sweet little butterflies. Look how cute. This is a substantial book. It's made by Llewellyn. It's by Scott Cunningham. Okay, I just love this. Look at this picture one more time. Just take half a second. There's a deer, and could be my backyard. I can't even tell you. May the gift of Gaia bring true strength and potency to your craft. Blessed be. Look at them. Look at them getting a book made for themselves. Okay, so this is pretty epic. Let's just see. I'm trying to find something that shows. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of, there's cells and incense and baths and procedures, and then they go into, oh, this is like the best. Oh, this is right up my alley. This, you might not care. I'm just gonna let you know you might not care. But yeah, look, it gives you the plant, all sorts of information. What? Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, wait. So now I have to look up this one that I didn't know what it was. Let's see if it's in here. Quick. Wolf's Bite, I know about. Saw that. Can I do my alphabet? N comes before P. Snake root. Okay. So, no snake bite. So I guess I'll find out what that is. So there you go. I don't know what this is. Like, am I supposed to, is this like a book holder? It's my book holder. So let's find out, shall we? Okay. And then we'll be done. And I appreciate you spending all this time with me. Oh, it's called Witch of the Woods, which is essentially me. Okay. Again, they give these huge long letters for the big books. Okay. And then they add an extra piece of stationery. It's a good piece of parchment for you to write out spells that you're interested in, things you're working on, full moon releases if you want to burn them, new moon manifestations. Fantastic. It's really just really good parchment if the feel of paper or the feel of parchment changes your perspective on things. If you don't want to use it for that, write a letter to your mom because she misses you. It is a book stand. So this book was created exclusively for the Witch's Moon. They are the only hardcover and gilded versions. But I'm assuming that you'll be able to get this book otherwise. I imagine it will be hugely popular, but I would look. Uh, Sometimes they have stuff like this on the actual website, and it does not say. Um, we have received special permission to have this publication printed in hardcover and gilded exclusively for our subscribers. Okay, so it is not, this particular version is not actually going to be available on the website, but I believe that this encyclopedia is actually available otherwise, just not hardcover, which is a shame because it's fantastic and amazing. The hand-carved book stand is inspired by nature, which I love. I don't know how to use it as a book stand. How does one use this as a book stand? You know what? I think I just figured it out. Because I'm slightly dense today. Look, I'm suffering from migraine post-headache. Flat ends, pretty ends. So I'm going to put them like this. Ta-da! Oh, look at how pretty that is. Oh, it's like how a cookbook stand would be, except you could put your grimoire or the spells that you're working on right onto it. Look at how nice that is. So that is right up my alley in so many ways. I'm so excited. Set of 5 exclusive poisonous herbal grimoire pages. That's these guys. Remember I said they all. So yes, there you go. Mandrake, Wolfsbane, Belladonna, Foxglove, Datura. It doesn't say what it. I've seen it in California called something else. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm just going to leave that alone. Snake bites. Plantain. It does look like. Okay. So it looked like plantain and it smelled like plantain to me. And that's what it is. It's meant to, and so then they gave Mandrake and Skullcap and hand-rolled anointed gift of Gaia spell and candle for incantation work, magical anointing oil, great giver sacred salt has it's to be used to ease your energies into a grounded and protected state. Let's see, the ingredients include sandalwood, cedarwood, white tea oils, as well as poppy, oak, willow, and skullcap. Amidst the fog is to burn during times of stress and anxiety. That will allow you to sort of see through the fog of your own emotions. Again, a personalized oracle reading. Mine was Calendula. And this is the Hedge Witch Botanical Oracle deck by CeeLo Thompson. I might look into that deck because that is very nice. And there you have it. So there's a lot more information in each of these boxes. It's not so much that you will spend a huge amount of time on your box. They anticipate that they'll give you info and then you'll spend the time in your rituals and your work, which I appreciate. And there's not a bunch of stuff that isn't necessarily useful. This is the second really big thing that I have gotten. The other one was St. Bridget's box last month, which was very nice hand-carved box, and inside of it was some jasmine, which I find very useful, some moss, this guy, and an anointed candle, which you can see a little bit. But anyway, they don't always have large things like this. When they do, they're well thought out, which I appreciate because the boxes are not inexpensive. I watched last year, I watched a lot. I'm just going to finish talking to you while I put this away. I did watch a lot of the boxes last year before I decided if I was going to subscribe because many, many years ago I got these boxes and I was very happy with them for quite a while and then suddenly I wasn't And I don't know if that was something that was me or I just didn't like the way things were going with the boxes. I do get all of them. It's my special treat that my husband provides for me. And look at how pretty. Just saying. That needs to stay out because it's so pretty. I'm going to put him there for right now. And I do use a lot of it in my ritual work and in my shop work. And I do use the boxers for storage, like I said. There you go. So honestly, this month I'm very, very happy with the boxes that I've gotten. I have been getting them since November. After watching last year, I decided I'm just gonna have a little moon water. Happy full moon, y'all. Full moon in Leo. Woo, woo, woo. Get some fire going. I have seen ones that I wouldn't have been happy with last year, but I anticipate that I could forward the items in it that I wouldn't have been happy with to someone that would like them. And they were very few and far between. So I did sign up for them. If you have any questions about my thoughts on previous boxes, I do find their website easy to use. I find their communication fantastic. I had an issue and they emailed back really quickly, so their service is amazing. I um, I like that a lot of the art is available on the website separate from the boxes if you just really want an art for your grimoire or your house. They have statues, they have books, uh, they have the hand-drawn art. So much. They have so many tools. And they answer questions really well. I think I already said that. Anyway, so that's the three boxes. And I appreciate you spending time with me. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If you get this, I'd love to know what you think, what you're going to use stuff for, how you use stuff, or if you do an unboxing, I'd like to watch your video too, because this is how I create community for myself. And I hope that you have a great week, and I will talk to you in the future. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. 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 No, really. Bye. It's okay. You can go. Bye. I'm all done. Bye. Mwah.